Navigating transformation and clarity. Welcome to your October 2023 monthly astrology forecast. So, as the leaves change and the energy begins to shift as we head on into fall, we're in for a month of deep transformation, some insightful revelations, and some powerful shifts with the planetary movements. We're going to have a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse that are going to emphasize themes of balance and material well-being. They're going to be urging us to release what's holding us back and embrace this transformative growth as we move forward. Mercury and the Sun are both going to be in Scorpio, encouraging us to dive deep with our emotions and our thoughts, while Venus in Virgo is going to emphasize practical expressions of love. This month is an invitation to embrace the change, to reflect on your relationships and your values, to embark on a journey of inner exploration. Be open to transformation as the universal energies are here to guide us towards greater clarity and more authenticity. To work to stay adaptable, to be open-minded as you navigate the planetary currents of October. My hope is that having this forecast available ahead of time is going to give you the areas of your life that are going to be most affected and impacted, and have this opportunity to flow and to work with the changes that are occurring in your life. Remember that eclipses, they bring such dramatic shifts, and that there's not an opportunity to go back. They eclipse people, places, and things into our life and out of our life. And so there is no opportunity to go back, and it can sometimes be jarring and confusing. So at this time, my hope is that you will see this as an opportunity, that this eclipse, the eclipses and the eclipse season, they're meant for growth. My hope is that the astrological insights that you gain will empower you to make the most of this transformative month. So stay tuned to the energies and stay in tune to them, and continue to seek alignment with your higher self. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a regular follower, thank you for your support, your thumbs up, your shares, your comments. I invite all of you to join me for my lives on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to have one time a month for the new moon and another time of the month for the full moon. And in between, I'm going to be offering tarot consultations. I also encourage you to sign up for my email, where I share the latest happenings with links to find everything. And if you're ready for an in-depth reading of your chart, you can schedule a personalized astrological reading at my website, willowgracemystic.com. So welcome. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your October forecast. All right, so for Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising, I want to draw your attention to the overall theme is going to be the North Node in your 8th house of shared resources, the direction in which you're supposed to be going, and the South Node in your personal resources in the sign of Libra. And then as the month unfolds and goes through, you're going to see that everything that's happening is affecting those two areas of your life in order to transform over the next 18-month period. All right, so as we begin on October 8th, we're going to have Venus enter Virgo. So on October 8th, we have Venus enter Virgo, and for you, this is in the sign of your first house of self. Now, Venus is the goddess of love. It's the planet of harmony and wanting to bring people, places, and things together. In your first house of self, it's about beauty. And so starting off the month with it, it's the planet of love and harmony entering very pragmatic Virgo. This is what is the simplest things that you need to do. You are transforming who you are, and you want everything to be simple, detail-oriented, basic, by the book. So think about your relationships. Think about beauty and aesthetics. They're going to be more of a practical tone for you. It's going to be a time where you're going to show your love through acts of service to others, and you're going to appreciate the beauty of simplicity for yourself. This is going to be a time when you're going to need to focus on your own self-care and pay attention to all details that are matters of the heart for you. This is going to be important because Venus is going to go through and you are releasing things. Remember that Venus is ruled by the sign of Libra, releasing some things that are just no longer of, like, you just don't think that that's important, or you don't value that anymore. This is about your values, your personal values changing over the next 18 months of what do you think is the most important. And this could be how you look, how you act, to people, places, and things, to releasing those things that are no longer important to you. Finding a better home for some things. All right, so as we move forward, we're going to have this solar eclipse on October 14th. So on October 14th, I want you to look that we have the sun, the moon, Mercury, and we have the south node in the sign of Libra. This is going to be very potent. It's going to be a new moon. New moons are fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings. Remember that eclipses, they eclipse people, places, and things into our life and out of our life. And when they do, there is no going back to the way things were. It is final as we move forward. And so now you're going to have this fresh start to partnerships, to having balance in your life. It's going to be an opportunity to leave behind old relationship dynamics. This is going to be leaving behind people, places, and things that you used to value. The second house is your personal cash, property, and its self-worth. Who do I keep with me to that makes me feel good about myself? What do I keep with me that makes me feel good about myself? So these dynamics are going to change. I encourage you to set intentions for fair and equitable collaborations and seek this inner equilibrium for yourself. Now, this is really a potent solar eclipse because it's going to be the first one that's occurring in the sign of Libra since 2016. So think back to that time period in your life to see what was occurring, because now you're going to have a similar theme, but it's going to be supercharged. We're going to have this next 6-month window that's going to refresh and rewire these relationships of how you feel about yourself and things that you value and things that you're going to want to keep close to you. So think of it as, could some part of your work benefit from a collaborator who could complement your skill set? Now, we have the moon here conjunct Mercury. And so Mercury, thoughts, ideas, this is a perfect opportunity for you to write down these qualities, these capabilities of the person that you would like to attract and the person that you want to be. What do you want for yourself? Aries is the sign of you, but it's in your 8th house of shared resources. Who do you want to attract to do business with? Who do you want to attract to have a contract with? Or remember, it's who do you want in your life that you will be spending time with? Now, the moon also opposes Chiron. I bring this up because Chiron is also known as the wounded healer. So at this time, using caution about who you are drawing into your inner circle. Are you rescuing people? Are you helping people that can naturally take care of themselves? I am reminded that I remind myself and I remind others that when I help someone that can help themselves, I am enabling them. I am not really helping them. It makes me feel good about myself, but it does not help them whatsoever. So use caution when you are assisting others or when you are working with others, that you are bringing to the table your best and that you are asking them to take care of themselves and not going out and rescuing anybody. Chiron is an opportunity to learn from those lessons. Now, the lunar nodes. The lunar nodes, they switch every 18 months and go into a new sign, and it's where we're asked to find a new direction. And so for Virgo, you are trying to find this new direction and rebalance your priorities. And the nodes are in the sign of Aries, you finding new partnership, new contracts, diving into what do you need to rebalance for your own identity. And Libra, where you need to find this balance between who you are as an individual, who you are in relationships, who are you with your social networks, the people that you share common space with every day. Now, with the South Node in Libra, some of your long-term partnerships and your alliances, they may come to a natural end. Maybe the contract is expired or one person moves, but it will be an ending of sort, and it will not be about reattaching at a later date. It's about a natural ending. And the North Node in Aries is, where can you find your own unique voice? What are your motivations? You need to set the boundaries. You need to fight for your own individual goals and find new ways to express yourself. Now, I want to draw your attention to the planet of Uranus. Uranus is in your 11th house of your connection to the outside world. It's the traveling, it's connecting to foreign people, places, and things. It's education, it's publishing, it's you traveling, and it's you taking classes. It's also where you can become the student. It's you in the outside world, and it's also about spirituality, diving into religion. So because of the planet Uranus's location, this eclipse is going to invite you to restructure your relationships. Like, think outside the box, be creative with this. So you can find more equality, you can find more inclusiveness, and you will have more respect for other people's differences, and they will therefore also respect your differences. Now, as we move forward, I want you to pay attention to October 22nd. Mercury is going to enter into the sign of Scorpio. Now, Mercury is thoughts, ideas, communication, travel, all of those great things. And Scorpio is deep, intense, get to the bottom of things, wanting to understand, no secrets, uncover everything. So intellectual Mercury entering into Scorpio is going to encourage you for deep thinking and probing conversations with neighbors, with family. This could be through work. This is things that are closer to home to you. This is diving into the depths of what are your thoughts and communicating with authenticity. This is not just saying yes because everybody's saying yes. This is you uncovering these hidden truths, but being cautious of maybe power struggles that you might have in these discussions because your thoughts might be different than somebody else's. You still need to voice them. You need to be authentic. That's that Aries North Node. This could be with family members, and this could be with neighbors. It's not about a power struggle. It's about not saying that you're something or somebody else, but owning who you really are. And then on the 23rd, you're going to see that the sun is going to represent you, and it's going to enter into this beautiful transformative sign of Scorpio. So the energy is now going to intensify for the next month. So it's embracing this period of this personal growth, this rebirth, this shedding of old layers. Scorpio is birth, death, rebirth, and transformation. I think of it as a snake. And so as a snake, the way that you are communicating, the way that who you are becoming, you are growing and evolving and changing, and now you need to shed the old layers of you as you emerge into the new you. You're embracing this period of personal growth, rebirth, and use this to get rid of what no longer serves you, focusing on your inner desires, your inner passions. All of this is happening in these houses for a reason of, look, I can't hoard this. I can't hold on to this. I can't pretend that I'm somebody that I'm not. I cannot just fake it anymore. I have to acknowledge who I am and where I'm going and what I'm doing in my life. All right, so then on the October 28th, on October 28th, this is really interesting and very cool that you have the moon conjunct Jupiter in your 9th house, and you have this eclipse with Aries in your 8th house. So it's combining of the energies of where I'm going and ending a sector of your life. And so this month is going to conclude with this lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is I want to travel here. I want to be solid. I want to be stable. What does home look like? And this eclipse is illuminating your values, your finances, your material, your security. What do you need in order to feel secure? Maybe you're finishing a class, finishing a workshop. Maybe you're ready to start teaching. Maybe you're ready to have something published. This is going to be a time that you're going to reassess your relationship with money, your possessions, your self-worth, and you're going to reassess your attachments to outdated beliefs and embrace a more grounded sense of what is abundance to you. Now, this is the third and final lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. I like this because it represents not just your money, your security, and your hard work, but this is the last one in this series. So it's setting you up for where you're now beginning. It began, so think back to November 19th, 2021. This energy, this eclipse started on the Taurus-Scorpio axis back on November 19th, 2021. And for everybody, it radically revamped the economy. But for you, it revamped your personal financial habits and what you wanted to do. It showed you where you could go, where you could travel, that the world is your oyster, and that all of these other things were available out there to you, and that you needed to be sensible and stable and reliable. And how do you make this happen? And where is enough resources enough? Where are the basics enough for you? Now, it is conjunct Jupiter. And so Jupiter is the planet of making everything bigger, abundance, but it is opposing Mars. And so whatever opposes you is what you have to get over or move past. And so by opposing this is saying, hey, I need you to revisit your approach to your resources. I need you to take charge of your financial future. And how are you going to make the things happen that you want to happen? You now know what's available to you. You've had this 2-year time period where you've revamped your financial habits. And so now, what do you need in order to move forward? Now, this is going to be a major release for you. It's going to be a complete ending of this cycle, so you can now focus on the Aries part of your life, of you with contracts, with other people, in your 8th house of these shared resources. And where do you find the balance with your personal resources in your 2nd house of, so where do you find boundaries with partnerships, contracts, legal matters? All of that is up for grabs in the next 18 months. So Virgo, I hope that you found this video resource to be very helpful as a guide as you transform this area of your life. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below.